Hello everyone and welcome to another part of this expanding story of bricks and minifigs. Now, as I'm sure you guys have probably seen, there has been news everywhere. Lawsuits and just drama, leaked footage, and even Ben himself has now pretty much been ordered by a gag order where he cannot go and even respond to a lot of this brand new stuff coming on out. But one of the bigger things out here is that there are other people doing some investigations. We ourselves have kind of covered up some of these lawsuits. We've kind of done and kind of did a little bit of a deep dive on some of the leaked footage, and I'll kind of highlight some of these really quick for you guys, because I was pretty on top of this. And if you guys have also still been very invested in this or general gossip, definitely go drop a sub and put on the notifications on the channel. But over here, we made some of these videos, like, the bricks and minifig situation, and we broke this on down. I'm going to try to give you guys a quick summary to catch you guys on up. I'm sure CoffeeZilla may go and do a little bit of his own mentions, but he apparently had a chance to interview and talk with the CEO and kind of almost like caught him out in lies. And it's everything I've heard in this video. I've not seen it yet, but with how much we've invested into this, I want to go and see this. So we're going to be reacting to it. We're going to have the actual original video linked down below. And of course, you guys are very welcome to go and subscribe if you guys would want. But as you guys can kind of see, or if you guys missed it, there was an old man. He had around $200,000. That was like a placeholder video, I guess amount, if you will, for a big Star Wars collection. They had footage of like them basically signing, like they had the contract. They had footage of all the stock in the store, like on Instagram and on videos. And as well, like there's been apparently multiple different, like caught in different lies and situations. Some people from the Bricks and Minifigs company or BAM are saying they never had the list. They never had the Lego. And like I said, there's pictures, there's contracts. People walked in the store and have seen it. As well, then we also had like corporate try to go be like, hey, like this story is going massively viral. Like we had, like they try to go and throw this like Josh Johnson guy and like the people from the store, like the Salem store, throw them underneath the bus. But apparently they were still working with other companies and working with other people, and they never got fully fired. The CEO kept on saying, we'll give you back the Legos. Let's come to the, let's have a sit down situation. Let's go and sort this all on out. And then we even covered up even more of this stuff the other day, saying that Bricks and Minifigs is evil. They had this new lawsuit. They couldn't, like this Ben guy couldn't talk. And it just seems like it's gotten worse. Like they're trying to act like, hey, we're totally going to talk with you, totally going to work with you, et cetera, et cetera. And they just never did. It's like they say they will, and then they'll sue you, and they will lose all this money in the GoFundMe and your YouTube videos and put you in jail, and you're going to break all these law orders because if you go and try to respond through social media, you're proving our defamation, you're proving our drama, everything. Like the situation's gotten nuts. Because even in some of these other prior videos, I'll have some of these linked down below if you guys want to miss it. Like some of these, like they were showing these guys, like this Josh guy was like talking to the police officers, trying to go and like cheat around the system. They knew some of the people in real life when they got swatted. Like they knew the people living in the house who own the house. Like this is basically calling out like Utah and Mormon culture, saying there's like a lot of gross stuff. It's horrible. So anyway, like we've covered a lot of this stuff. We're kind of invested in this whole story. And then as of right now, there's an ongoing lawsuit for the guy who lost the Legos, even with all that proof, for Reckless Ben, for harassing them, which he did do a little stuff a little bit too far, but it's like someone hanging out a poster in front of someone who stole $1 million. It's like, there's levels to it. I'm sure you guys would know. So the whole situation still has not been sorted. People really think this whole BAM situation is horrible because this is meant to be like a Lego company, like a wholesome family company. And now we have multiple instances, and even more have now come on out, of them stealing money from people, stealing, like, just basically using the court system to steal from more. Like, it's disgusting. And I'm sure most people right now are really much on this Ben side because he's getting screwed over. And of course, as well, people just want to get the original Legos back. Hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe, definitely millions of dollars of bad PR. And it could all be solved by $200,000. And that's, I think, where this drama kind of starts. Because these CEOs have been trying to divert blame and blame everyone else. And at this point, everyone just thinks the company sucks. So now, who do you kind of call when the company really sucks? The scam expert, if you will. Now, I'm somewhat familiar with CoffeeZilla because I've interacted with the guy and talked with the guy. And it's always crazy because on my channel, anyone in my Twitch stream, Twitch link down below if you guys want to see more live reactions like this one. We'll probably have our Twitch chat go and say something. Although they are basically saying, hello, YouTube, goodbye, YouTube. And of course, as well, saying brick by brick, all these guys. So shout out to the Twitch chat. You guys want to come and hang out with us live at any point, feel free to. Love to have you guys here or subscribe here. But I've actually met CoffeeZilla. I was in a few kind of big major frauds and scams. I was in 4 corporate bankruptcies, and this is me. You guys see the resemblance? Probably not, but yeah, a little bit. It's always crazy. I feel like I've had some way, shape, and form and connection with almost every YouTuber and Twitch streamer in this day and age, and I sometimes think people probably think I'm lying. But yeah, I was a part of the Celsius fraud over here. We put Alex Mosinski in jail, and we're in this video over here 3 years ago. It was a few million views as well. But yeah, this is literally me, like same red back room and stuff. I just kind of flipped my, basically the setup used to be here, you know, on top of that. But I did have the closing line, dude. I always thought that this was the best one. And my Twitch chat kept on calling me victim number 3. My famous cameos, if you will. But no, dude, I had like the crazy fun background. Like I had the final line. That's how you guys know I had some clout in me.
Might be $100 a month, and they lost $1,000, and they don't even know how to feed their families. I've seen people who are literally on the verge of being homeless, if not homeless already.
I got that Twitch hoodie too as well. Shout out.
And you see this CEO who is gloating about this and taking money out. I think without a doubt, if like the justice system prevails, Alex should be in jail.
He is in jail. Alex Mosinski is in jail is what I want to know. But anyway, so I'm used to these corporate horrible men that are there to lie and scheme and steal from the old. Like I have met retirees from this whole like scam I was in. It was basically, I don't know, it was just weird. Don't do anything with crypto, trust me, this is many years ago. But like we've dealt with these CEOs, and just because you own a multi-million, billion-dollar company doesn't mean you're a good person. And they've kind of been leveraging this all on out to go harass people and hurt people. And that's why we love these scam folks. Or like people who call out the scammers. We don't like people who scam. But nonetheless, CoffeeZilla actually went over here and did this crazy video. I have not seen this yet, okay? I have not seen this, but I've seen little bits, a little bit of clips of it all. And I feel like even though it might be one day ago or so, my power is out. I was in Chicago, dude. There was tornadoes everywhere. I have an excuse, okay? I have an excuse. But I did feel like also for an hour-long video, I want to do it on Twitch. And I also want to give it like my proper time and allocation. Because I don't want to go and make this and have my power go out, you know? So let's go and talk about this. Let's react to this one, and let's go and see apparently some of the crazy stuff. Like apparently like he had and interviewed the CEO, had him on out, called out him out. Like this is some good stuff from CoffeeZilla. So let's go and break this on down and let's go talk about it. There you go. That was a longer intro, but I want to make sure everyone was kind of caught on up in case you guys missed it all.
$1,000 Lego collection went missing, causing a lot of you to ask me to find it. And after seeing the cops point guns at YouTubers, people get arrested and sued for $1.3 million, I decided enough was enough. This looks like a case for the internet detective. This time in the $10 million Lego studio. So I talked to every suspect involved. What I found shocked me.
Also, I do love CoffeeZilla. If I could ever make videos, this is what I'd want to make. Like I'm kind of doing like drama gossip as of now. This is the type of video I'd love to make in the future. Like a proper video doc and something we're proud of. So subscribe to help us make that happen, especially to our VTuber debut. This has been the craziest online
situation
situation
we can find
ever.
These missing Legos, let's give some background. A massive Star Wars collection was put on consignment.
So like I said,
at a Lego store
they showed it. This
Bricks
physically in the store.
MiniFigs in Salem, Oregon. Consignment just means the owner, Brian Mansell, gave it to a store to sell, and he was supposed to get a cut when it sold. The entire time, he maintained ownership of the collection, and a social media post estimated it to be worth about $200,000.
We're gonna be around like 120 now, but
on November 14th, 2024, everything went wrong. This was the night that Crystal and Ben Gorman, the prior franchise owners of the Salem store, got kicked out by this guy. That is Brandon Best. He and his partner Josh Johnson ran a sister store in Eugene, Oregon. And Brandon drove up that night to kick the Gormans out. Brandon and Josh would be taking over the franchise in Salem. And this is the exact moment
and it
the
gets
Legos
crazy, dude.
go missing. As that store is getting handed over, the question is Brian's collection in it? Here's what the official Bricks
and there was pictures, there's videos, everything.
Quote, after taking over the store, we discovered a small number of sets valued between $2,000 to $5,000 that could be possibly related to Mr. Mansell's collection.
It's more recent.
There's a problem here. There should be over 10 times that amount in this store, given their internal records and what we know the estimated value of this collection was. So if corporate's saying there was only $2,000 to $5,000 in the store, something happened to these Legos. But what? In order to solve this case, let's think about the suspects. First, who was there that night of the handover? It's only 3 people. Crystal and Ben Gorman, the former franchise owners, and Brandon
They're trying
Best,
to go blame them,
one
the
of
former
the
owners.
These are our 3 biggest suspects, but they aren't the only ones. I want to address a few other suspects at the very start here. First of all, maybe this is just all the result of, plain old thieves breaking in. What about that possibility?
Hi, I am Chris. I was the previous franchise
So yeah,
owner
he got the
who
OG
signed
people. These people have been like
agreement
low
with
key.
Brian Mansell.
And I'm Benjamin.
Yeah, I love how they
Gorman.
legalized
I
everyone. It looks
am
so
the
cool.
silent partner who's really bad at being silent.
We did have a couple of break-ins at the store. None of Brian's collections were in the police report or stolen during those.
Okay, so the Gormans say emphatically it wasn't thieves, but if that's the case, what about the guy who was arrested? I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Reckless Ben.
This is the YouTuber, which you guys
who
know about.
started it all. With a documentary, I tracked down the thief who stole $200,000 of Lego. Maybe it's the perfect crime. Make a video tracking yourself. Now, for our theory, it's worth noting Ben is currently facing a RICO lawsuit by Bricks and MiniFigs. He was even targeted with a search warrant for
As of right now, I do not believe he could talk about the situation during the lawsuit.
The owner reported overhearing conversations about possible
I almost fell
stolen
asleep
Legos.
watching this stupid cop when it came out.
Reckless Ben was even accused of stealing the Legos by the current franchise owner.
I stole the Legos?
What do you think of the theory that it was Reckless Ben? He stole the Legos.
It's absurd. We didn't even know Reckless Ben. He
Yeah.
had no interaction, no relation to
So this
us,
is the,
no
this is the
relation to
first time I've
store.
seen the
That
part where
doesn't
people
hold
even
anymore.
talk.
Okay, I'm gonna
his
be
own.
honest. Apologies to the genius cops in Utah who play different.
We play differently here.
But I don't
And that's why people are
believe that Reckless
mad about
Ben
those
stole
cops,
Lego,
too.
mostly because he couldn't. He just wasn't there that night, and I don't even think he knew about these Legos. But who does Ben suspect?
Yeah, they hit
is holding
hit
the
Ben with
Legos
RICO
since
charges, and he literally
did
cannot
this whole
go.
documentary series.
Hold- pause. Let me catch up a little bit more. Yeah, they're suing the original owner and Ben kind of collectively, saying that they're like stalking, vandalizing them. Yeah, RICO charges, and this is the CEO, and apparently I think he gets him throughout this video later on. But this guy was trying to blame like the prior. Like, this guy has blamed everyone. This guy should be fired. This guy is probably like schemier as all hell. This dude has blamed everyone but the company, and he's like, yeah, we'll give them the money back. Let's just sit down at a table with them. So like, just no one trusts this guy. He's lied like 5 times.
Who runs the entire company, Ammon McNeff. He personally
This
came out
Ammon
to
guy.
talk to us.
So what's going on?
So you guys are holding some of our Legos?
Does his dad own the part of the company?
You're not?
No.
Is that a lie?
No.
That's a lie. You did take the Legos.
No. So we have our attorneys have visited. Like again. So who's like?
Brian Mansell.
Okay. And who is that?
He's a guy who had he had like $200,000 worth of Legos in your guys' store.
Nope. Never happened.
My name is Ammon McNeff. I am the CEO of the Bricks and
I don't
MiniFigs
trust this
brand.
guy, dude. Just the mustache.
My name's Matt McNeff. I'm the COO of Bricks and MiniFigs.
The people you just saw are the McNeff brothers. They agreed to speak with me to try to clear their name. I asked them, do they have the Legos?
What I can tell you is that we don't have it. We've never had access to them.
But they've had him in the store.
Seems to kind of go missing. Parts of it seem to go missing on November 14th.
And they've also had a few confirmations saying that this place has some of the Legos. So you kind of sit there like, wait, what do you mean? Like, how can you find 5K of the Legos? And you're like, we've never had them at all. You see how like the story just by itself is kind of eluded?
And I guess no, not at all. I'm gonna say, like that is not accurate at all. Because
So you think that the collection was in the store at the time or elsewhere?
elsewhere. When you look at Mansell's own words that he reiterated to a podcast last year, he explicitly stated to another podcaster, the sets were moved off-site for security.
The collection will not be stored on site after hours for security reasons, and after Sunday, the sets will be available for purchase but stored elsewhere.
Now, one
So then
thing
wouldn't the
that's
store have
been a big subject of the Bricks and MiniFigs kind of story is, hey, there are these off-site locations. Can you address what that is? Is that true?
So the off-site location and the letter that that corporate is referring to is the original press release that we released when we were launching the collection. In that press release, because we had previous break-ins, I specifically included the location that after this weekend, those Legos would be stored off-site.
She also said
to
stolen.
deter any future thefts. They were briefly stored off-site after that launch weekend, while I bought safes for the back room, and then they were moved back
That makes
into
sense.
the store.
Okay, so
Okay,
for most
like
of the
a
time,
temporary storage.
The sets
Doesn't seem
were in
horrible.
the store after y'all got the safes in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ammon McNeff suspects that a lot of the Legos weren't there that night. And then on the other hand, we just heard from Crystal and Ben Gorman explaining the off-site story, saying that later they no longer used those off-site locations. But what do we really know about the Gormans? They are the former franchise owners after all. I mean, shouldn't we be suspicious of everyone? They're one of our key suspects. They were there the night we lost Brian's collection. They were the creators of the consignment deal after all. And one group in particular is pointing their finger at them very hard. It's the McNeffs who say they were behind on payments.
We started getting calls from the landlord letting us know that Crystal was behind on the lease payments at the location. We had also gotten a couple of notices from some of our vendor partners that bills had not been paid by the store. And so we felt pretty strongly that there was going to be a risk of her just, you know, like attempting to file bankruptcy, doing some of these other types of things, which we've had franchisees do in the past. And that's probably.
Yeah, I don't think they're making $95 million a year for the whole company. That's crazy.
So we needed to just be prepared if we needed to do a hostile takeover, which, you know, like can happen in franchising where a franchise owner just, you know, kind of tries to steal inventory and do some different things that way.
Okay, so Bricks and MiniFigs' story is that they were worried about the Gormans skipping town, so they sent Brandon Best as a secret shopper on October 24th, 2024. This is weeks before the takeover. Brandon takes a video of the store condition in preparation for this handover, but at this point, Brandon does not announce himself to Crystal Gorman. Later, though, on November
that's just the risk with
14th,
franchises too
once
sometimes.
again, the same concern about the Gormans stealing or theft was expressed by the McNeffs.
Brandon was trying to make sure that they weren't taking things from the store, and so he was kind of trying to make sure that he wasn't putting things, you know, like hiding things in the back, and that he and while he was watching that, trying to make sure Ben wasn't grabbing stuff from the store and moving it or doing anything along those lines, because he just got a weird feeling about the whole transition.
She took at least one, if not more than one, cartfuls of things out to her car with her coat draped over it.
So yeah, the McNeffs say, look, they don't trust the Gormans. And they explained it, you know, even further. They said, hey, there's some issues in her past.
She apparently has a retail theft and other criminal, like, arrests on her record.
Okay.
That we were not aware of.
When was that?
I don't know. This has been brought out by
I have not heard that.
people online now.
No,
I have not seen that.
That's a huge accusation to bring up. And so obviously I wanted to talk to the Gormans about it.
They're like, she has a history of some type of
I have not seen a single person mention that.
Oh my God. Wow.
You should be able to go prove that by court. Easy.
Wow. Oh. Well, yes.
Well,
you
explain.
know about this.
Explain.
Yeah. When I was 19 years old.
How long ago is that?
I am 45 now.
Well, it was a very long time ago.
So this was in 1999. This, something that happened 25 years ago, has no reflection and no bearing on what happened in the last 2 years, my management of the store, what happened the night corporate seized the store.
What do you guys think? 1945? I feel like that seems like it's another deflection.
You're gonna try to publicly
they're blaming everyone but themselves
for somebody that was manipulated by local police departments when she was pregnant and 19 years old.
And the local police were also in such crazy situations here.
I am so sorry.
Oh, you like the octopus shirt? It's kind of cool, yeah.
And cut a lot of this, but that
I like the dog.
pisses me off. I own what I have done. I own the mistakes that I have made. You cannot intimidate and bully me.
That seems what they're trying to do with all these people, intimidate and bully everyone.
Legally and morally, I am in the right, and I have the evidence.
Yeah, I did some stupid stuff when I was 19. I think one time I made myself a human Sunday.
Kind of
okay, that was a joke. That was definitely not that long ago. But
I just want to give people kind of their side. But at every turn, I hope you understand, I'm getting contradictory
me dropping like $5,000 in CSGO gambling.
The McNeffs knew about her history in the first place.
Like they're bringing up something that I told them about.
Wait, you told them?
Told them. They asked me.
They said they had no idea. They said if we knew, we would have never
I have not seen a single
her.
tweet mentioned. I've been all up on this case. I've made like 5 videos on it.
I told them I had a record from when I was 18. There was a family issue and didn't go into all of the details, but they were like, that's so long ago. We're going to hire you based on who you are now.
Okay, I'm just going to leave it there. You guys can make up your own mind. My point is, one side says up, the other says down. And it gets to the point, both sides start hinting that they have photographic proof from the night of November 14th that proves the other side is lying. And so I'm like, look, at this point, let's stop talking. Show me
show me the
Legos.
proof.
Where I was told we are 100% have possession of photos that prove that
dude,
the
this is
Gormans
all
are lying.
show us the
and
proof.
Then you guys are telling me we 100% have possession of photos that prove this side's lying. Who's going to drop the photos first? I mean, I feel like someone just has to, somebody's right here.
And after a lot of convincing, both sides agreed to show me the photos, corporate and the Gormans.
Let's see.
In fact, I scheduled the calls to do this an hour apart from each other. But let's remember their positions for a second. The Gormans say whatever was left unsold of Brian's collection that was in that store spreadsheet was in Salem store the night of November 14th.
Okay.
Then you have corporate side. They say whatever was left that night was maybe $2,000 to $5,000 of Legos. The rest was either stolen by thieves, the Gormans, or held off site. It was not in that store. And on both sides, there's a lot to lose here, right?
Like the
You've
big
got the
store,
Gormans,
I do not trust them.
Basically have been insinuated to have been stealing. And for Josh and Brandon too, the new franchise owners, there's a lot on the line. I reached out to Josh and he told me, I think her pictures would only show a few sets and minifigs. I replied, so if I can prove that the Lego sets were in the store, that will prove Brandon was lying. Josh replies, if it shows something different, then yes, I will eat my words. So the stakes.
So this is the
have been
Josh guy we
established.
called out.
And let's see the evidence, starting with Matt McNeff.
Wouldn't really call
First,
out, more so
he
like
showed me the
showed
video
stuff,
on October
you know?
24, 2024 for a baseline of how the store looked.
So this is the Salem Kaiser location, is that
Yes.
correct?
Salem Kaiser location, yes.
So is it fair to say I'm seeing quite a few Legos here? I mean, I'm seeing a store of Legos. You'd agree?
There's a good amount of Lego on hand. This isn't what I would say is a well-stocked Bricks and Minifigs, but it's not terrible. It's I would say a little below average as far as overall stock. So now let's go to November 14th. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So November 14th. When Brandon was in there helping.
Wait, this is the day. This is
And
like
it's literally
the
the
big day.
14th.
This is the
Everyone
day.
can bring it up.
Hold on, I gotta prep myself emotionally for this.
Okay.
This is a big deal.
This is actually kind of big.
D-Day. This is the big moment. This is Brandon takes over the store. This is we don't know where the Legos are after this moment.
We don't know where the Legos are after this moment. And I want to point out again that we've had this for a while. We haven't this is the first time we've shown this publicly. We've been waiting
Yeah, I've
for
not
our
seen this.
attorneys to give us the approval to say, hey, this is okay now to share in this capacity. So we'll go through these pictures. This is what Josh saw, or not Josh, sorry, Brandon saw. He took pictures of everything in the store, all the inventory in the store. This is what the shelves looked like.
There's not a lot.
Compared to what you just saw a moment ago.
Okay, so
There's
I'm
the
seeing
stores.
a lot less. Just to state the obvious, go back a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm seeing like way less.
So yeah, the pictures I was being shown on November 14th, those shelves looked emptier than they did on the day of October 24th. But to be fair to the Gormans, they addressed the empty shelves themselves.
As we get to the very end of this video in particular, right here, you'll see that empty space right here. So this is the retired and certified set section that we have to keep separate from the new in box current sets being sold by Lego. All those empty spaces up there were the sets that we had on display during the day from Brian's collection. That every night when the store closed, we pulled off and put back into the safe and then put back out in the morning.
So when they say, see, there's empty space on the shelves,
That makes sense.
We put them in safe
Yeah, retired sets for big money. That's why the stores will be there. Yeah, that makes sense. These are the collectibles.
It's an explanation that kind of makes sense given the history of burglary.
And she did also want to get the site like safe as well. Yeah, okay.
I had to ask the McNeffs about.
Is this a case of, did y'all see Star Wars sets in the back? Did y'all not see the Star Wars sets in the back? Did he take, not in the back, but specifically in a safe? Like there were a bunch of Star Wars sets in a safe. Did Brandon see those? Has there been talk of those? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. My understanding is that he took pictures of everything, and all those photos I showed you of the Star Wars were all the photos, or was literally all the Star Wars inventory in the store.
Yeah, the McNeffs say all of the photos should be with Brandon of all the Star Wars items. And to be fair to them, they showed me a lot more pictures and even showed me a spreadsheet of all the Star Wars sets in the store the night Brandon took it over. And it valued to about like $5,000 to $10,000 or so. But then I had to ask.
Oh, sorry, here's another kind of set.
Okay.
Do you think y'all have all of these?
Who was the picture of the safe? I'm actually curious on that. Actually, yeah.
again, I'd be
Or
surprised.
like proof of the safe. I actually would like to see
couldn't
that.
help myself. I started to bring up some of Crystal's photos to see if they matched up.
Have you seen this before?
There's a lot of Star Wars.
So do you see that?
Yep.
So do you see
Yeah,
it's
Star Wars,
in,
Star Wars.
like some kind of like a safe thing?
There's a
I
safe,
don't know
there's a
if you
safe.
can see
Okay, there
the
you go.
sides there.
There you go.
Looks like a bookshelf to me, but sure.
Okay, sure.
I was being sassy.
So I think the important thing is making sure that all of these
There is a
are
lot of
in
Star
the
Wars, more than we're
inventory
seeing.
for Mansell.
Yeah, there's a $200 Star Wars. $200, $200, $200.
Sure. That's cool.
That adds up.
75041.
And apparently this is all in the Google Sheets too, like the spreadsheet.
The Vulture Droid.
75169.
169 I'm not seeing, so there may be... Okay, so there's one that is not on our list.
Let's try this.
Well, but nonetheless, there's
10240?
pictures of all these sets everywhere. There's so
Nope,
many.
Not seeing that one either.
What about 9493?
3. I don't see that one either. So maybe those were locked at the time, and Brandon did not get those pictures.
All right, that's kind of a problem because the Gormans had over 200
You should
photos
watch
of
the
this
Legal
store.
Eagles 15-minute video on the
I definitely
internet. He
knew
was
looking
suggesting
at
the
these
value of the
photos,
Legos was
there's
much less
a
than the
lot more
guy's father has
Legos
said.
in
We
the
haven't
Gormans
reviewed that yet,
photos,
because that's been like confirmed
quite
forever.
a lot that Brandon's photos
Even the
just
guy says
didn't
around like
show.
80 to
But
120,000.
corporate didn't really see it that way.
But
That's like
still,
just like proof.
In the grand
Like, even
scheme
the
of
owner
things,
has said
we're
like,
not
yeah, it's like a little bit lower.
talking, 10 times the amount of sets here.
Yeah,
I
very
don't know.
interesting
I
on
haven't
those.
shown all the photos yet. I don't know exactly how much.
If there's a calculable figure that we can look at and say, great, this is what was there, I promise you it's not $100,000 worth of Lego. And so where's the rest of it? He got me. I don't know.
For sure, the
Maybe I'm a
200K
little
number is way
in
too
my
high.
head about this U-Haul story. You don't think it could have been some U-Haul thing? The's no way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
have we-
that
have we
set is
talked
overall a
about
bit cheaper than the
U-Haul yet?
200K number.
We got to talk
Like,
about
confirmed
the U-Haul
everywhere.
for a second. This is another one of those things that was like really disputed between the two parties. Was this U-Haul that supposedly was driven up to the store the night of the takeover?
So when Brandon came to the store that night, he was driving a U-Haul truck.
Now, in typical fashion, this was immediately disputed.
Brandon showed up to
These guys are just basically
Salem
back and
store
forth in
in
each other. This is crazy.
when he came to get the keys from Crystal. He
I
was
want
there
you
in a
guys to
rental
know,
car, not
whether
in
like
U-Haul.
now or at
It
the end,
wasn't
who do you guys
until
think that like
after
the
he
actual issue
told
is?
me he was taking the keys and locking me out that I really kind of paid attention to the fact that he had a large, not the small, the large U-Haul truck.
So
yeah, I
she's
just
saying they
kept
had a
hearing
U-Haul there.
about this U-Haul truck. Now, why is it significant? U-Haul
Which would maybe
or
make
not?
sense, too.
Well, one, a U-Haul truck can fit a lot of Legos,
Yeah.
but the big reason it mattered
moving
to
stock
me
around.
was because I was actually called by an ex-employee of the Bricks and MiniFigs store
Bro, you're
in
kidding me.
Eugene,
This guy
Oregon.
got the
Remember,
phone
that's
numbers
the
too.
ones
This is
that
nuts.
Brandon and Josh owned. And he told me something very interesting.
I'm a former employee, started in 2024, and I was working under the old manager, Brian. He sold
I feel like they would know this though. Like, dude, there's probably not that many people who are working at Bricks and Minifigs. Like, they probably gonna know who this guy was. Also, this Josh guy literally was like in with the cops. Dude, we made the videos on that one. Like, we saw him quite literally like hugging the cops, interacting with the cops, like trying to beg to get see the nut, like the files. Like, all this stuff was redacted and it got leaked out apparently. So like, dude, like the cops are in on it. The cops are evil. This Josh guy is for sure evil, even if they didn't have anything to do with the Legos. Just this interaction was really bad. Like how they were lying, using their power. Like everything this Joshua guy did was, in my opinion, horrible.
What store was this? Bricks and Minifigs where? Okay, now what did you see that made you want to talk to me?
I saw...
Yeah, the girl's now a member of the Lego cult.
video about the sales for closing down because when I was talking to my co-workers about the situation.
My employee co-worker.
And we were told from other employees that it was just a bad area to work in. It was like haunted, if you will, is what was going around. But after seeing the video of Reckless Ben, he exposed them, and it makes a lot more sense with what we dealt with Brandon and Josh. Like, oh, Crystal stole Lego sets and bolted out of the country.
Who says that?
Brandon Best told us.
Yeah, what if Ghost just stole it?
When he was dropping off all the Lego sets to us that night. He used, like, it was a bunch of used Lego sets, that set were like saran wrap. They had Star Wars seats.
Star Wars.
They just a lot of stuff. It was like in a medium-sized U-Haul truck.
Wait. They brought a U-Haul truck.
Yeah, from Salem to Eugene.
And to Eugene.
From
and it had a bunch of
Salem
Star Wars sets on it?
to Eugene, and it had Star Wars sets. This guy is basically saying there were Star Wars sets in the U-Haul.
And was this when they took
store.
over the store from Crystal?
So they're stealing stock, it looks like.
I believe so, yes, because he said that Crystal stole Legos and left the country.
While he has a U-Haul of Legos?
Yeah.
If this guy is telling the truth, this is like, that's it. Like, that seems like that's it.
And he said, we're just gonna hold on to this stuff until corporate tells us where we have to distribute it. And we're like, oh, well, it'd make more sense if we could take it because we're kind of struggling with, the product we put on the shelf.
You can track to that U-Haul. Yeah, you can track the U-Haul.
Gotta find out, was there a U-Haul that night or not? Because
please tell me you do.
Everybody's disagreeing about it. This Eugene, Oregon guy says, oh yeah, a U-Haul showed up with Star Wars sets in it. Brandon was talking about the Salem store.
This is
You've
crazy.
got Matt McNeff saying there was no U-Haul there. It was a rental car. You've got Crystal saying, yeah, I thought it was really weird. There was a U-Haul truck there. So I told the McNeffs, I really got to find out what the truth is here.
If you know anything about it, let me know, because that's just something I heard.
I do, and it has nothing to do with the Salem store. Well, at least not the Salem store.
The lesbians know where the U-Haul is. Well, tell them to tell us.
to the Salem store in a rental car.
Who needs Red to solve crimes when you have a shit ton of YouTubers doing it? Yeah, dude, yeah, actually.
He was there in a rental car.
Or Twitter. Sometimes Twitter's crazy, yeah, but they sometimes clutch up.
It wasn't a U-Haul, it was a rental car.
Correct. He was there in a rental car.
A rental car?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think any of the, like, if you were to look at the footage, the ring cameras, all that stuff, you won't see a U-Haul sitting anywhere in the
Show us the footage then.
So after hearing all of this, I realized, look, I just got to find the evidence. So I started.
Yeah, U-Haul is also technically a rental car. I think they have rental cars with U-Hauls.
Photo. I check it.
Like, I think you can get like a truck.
Just a red truck out there. I check another photo where you can see the window, but the problem is it's night outside, so you can't see. And so I'm looking at everything I can, and there's just nothing. And I have this alternate angle. I'm looking at that, and then.
Oh! Wait. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's a bust. I might take a quick screenshot of this because this is like a perfect YouTube thumbnail. Oh my God. Wait, that's absolutely yeah, here's the thumbnail. Oh no, I need to get rid of the lines. Wait, that is unironically a crazy thumbnail if I put this on YouTube. This also here's me again. Wait, so yeah, they got caught lying, chat. Yeah, it says U-Haul right on top too. Yeah, this is definitely a Scrummings react. I'm putting this up on YouTube for sure. That is crazy though. It's literally crazy. Okay, we go back.
Photo. Bring up the brightness.
That is U-Haul, dude. That's totally U-Haul.
My gosh, there's a U-Haul in the parking lot right
That's
outside
the craziest
of the store,
thing I've ever
night
seen.
Of November 14th, 2024.
Oh my God.
This is something that Matt said he had seen footage
and they're double parked. Vicky cast her judgment, bro.
That shows clearly out.
Agreed, though.
And there's no U-Haul.
Although in theory it's late at night, but still whatever.
I really have to make a call, and that's when the story changed.
So last night I talked with Matt McNeff.
You see how they keep on changing their stories nonstop?
He told me emphatically there was no U-Haul. Y'all came to me this morning. You said, "Hey, we looked into it. There actually was a U-Haul
liars,
there that
dude."
night." Can you clear up what that's about?
So there's actually two different things that are going on here, just to help you understand. And I don't know if you want this particularly not on the record, but we do know of a disgruntled former employee.
Oh yeah, you blame everyone but yourselves.
Location.
Okay.
That back on the 24th of October, there was a U-Haul that went to a storage unit in Salem for another previous franchisee, like for a different situation that we had just gone through some things, and he had a previously, like, hey, I have some inventory that I didn't turn over that I was supposed to. It's at this storage location.
Exactly. I made that same comment. I just don't trust him because of the mustache, dude. Like that's the biggest thing. The mustache. Yeah, you notice how like they're like, yeah, there was never a U-Haul. So there was a U-Haul. We have a picture. Well, there was this disgruntled employee, and here's this long, convoluted story. Yeah, he has like the old school like villain mustache.
And so Brandon was sent on that day to pick up with a U-Haul inventory that then he moved down, but that was October 24th.
So when we're talking about this ex-employee,
well,
you're
explain
saying
what happened
they
that
are
day.
Conflating the October 24th event.
Conflating, that's a good word. What's that? Someone Google that. What's that mean?
With Legos, with
mixing up. That's a good word.
Sometime after November 14th, after the store takeover.
Yeah, I can see him just twist his mustache, be like, "Oh, these are my Legos."
Yes.
So this is now kind of a strange story. Corporate is saying
it's convoluted.
there was a U-Haul at the Eugene store dropping off Lego, but that was from a different night, different collection.
he's tying women to train tracks and stealing their Legos.
On
It's so
October
funny.
24th for his secret shopper job with Crystal. And separately, he also was getting a different collection of Legos that also included Star Wars. And that's what he brought to the Eugene
just gives
store.
you
The former
weird,
employee is remembering.
weird sus vibes.
Then,
I trust women on that.
On November 14th, Brandon supposedly shows up again with a U-Haul, but the reason isn't for hauling Legos.
Then why do you have a U-Haul then?
Brandon flew in to Eugene that night. At midnight. So flew from Utah on the 13th, but landed in Oregon on like midnight of the 14th.
Okay.
Went and got a rental truck, and then went and stayed at a trailer that had previously been moved up there in anticipation, meaning like a camper trailer, in anticipation of the potential hostile takeover previously.
Is that why he had a U-Haul? Is that the reason he had a U-Haul was for this camper?
But the U-Haul would make sense to like switch around stock, but if we're missing stock, that's the issue.
He takes his rental vehicle truck, and he tries to connect the trailer, the camping trailer, to that truck, and it's not rated for that particular weight, and he realized, oh crap. He called around and found that U-Haul
I don't trust this.
had a rating for like one of their box trucks, and so he grabbed that, went and got it at 10 a.m. on the 14th, and so he then went and hooked that trailer up to the camping trailer to a U-Haul, drove that trailer down to another
It looks like he's
location
reading a
where he
script.
could set up the camping trailer in Salem, dropped off the camper trailer, and then he arrived in a U-Haul to the Salem store.
I just don't trust him because he's not looking at the camera a lot. I mean, I know it's hard to do, but like,
said hi to Crystal.
That's not always not a 100% definitive, but it is sketchy.
And so he locks it, calls the locksmith. Takes him a while to.
Oh, he's even cutting it. It says underneath the subtitles.
Brandon at this point is pretty exhausted, so and he has an hour drive back to Eugene to drop off the rental truck. So he drops it off at midnight or 1 o'clock, something like that. Grabs the rental truck, and then
your Jeep can haul a camping trailer. How big is your haul? You're absolutely full of it. Yeah, it kind of seems like
in
it.
Salem.
So I look at the guy in Zoom. No, I'm not talking about like him like looking down and stuff.
2 or 3 in the morning.
Really, you see how he's kind of like bouncing around a lot.
Gets that's a little bit of sleep before he has to head back to the store at 9 a.m.
Those trucks are rated 3,500, 6,000 pounds for small ones.
Just makes
so you can see even more BS chat. I'm not familiar with this.
I asked, obviously, for documentation of all of this from Brandon, and here's what I got. First, the U-Haul contract on November 14th. This checks out what we already know. Then I got sent a photo, the last one Brandon took in the Salem store, dated 9:44 p.m., where you can see what looks like the inside of a bird cage that the Gormans had. And lastly, I was sent a photo Brandon took of the mileage in the U-Haul as he dropped it back off at the rental place on November 15th, 12:41 a.m. Now, the time gap there is about 3 hours between the last photo in Salem to dropping the U-Haul off.
Yeah, how long does it take to get there?
A bit of a problem for our timeline.
Yeah, it took like 4 hours. I mean, I worked till like 11 o'clock, and I'm like, I gotta get up early for, my other job.
You moved 4 hours of Legos out of this truck.
Yeah.
All right. So, as weird as this U-Haul thing
4 hours of
the
Legos?
timeline just doesn't fit, to be honest. If it took 4 hours to unload, you can't also drive to another city, load and unload and drop off the U-Haul in that
it seems
time.
like all these stories,
But still,
like none of them even make
if this
sense.
is true, it's pretty weird, and it's one of the most bizarre stories I've ever heard, to have a U-Haul thing back to back. One of the times you're picking up Legos, the other time you're not, you're taking a camper. Nevertheless, without more proof, we kind of have to move on to another theory of how to find these missing Lego. This time, let's take the photographs that we have and reconstruct what was in the night on November 14th. Remember, that's the moment we lost the Lego. And this time, we're going to combine it with 2 more things. First, from corporate, I got the point of sale records from the Salem store from 2023 to 2024. And secondly, from Crystal Gorman, I got her internal records of Brian's inventory of what was sold or not in order to pay him and keep track of prices. Now, before we piece things together, I need to address something. At the beginning of this story, you saw the social post saying this collection was worth $200,000.
I kept hearing more like 80 to like 120,000.
The $200,000 Lego collection. But sadly, that post was entirely wrong. In Crystal Gorman's inventory, which has a high and low estimate value of these various Lego items, the real estimated value is about $107,000.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been hearing on the
They give high estimates and low estimates, but that's right there in the middle. And for simplicity, I'll just be using averages and estimates here, but understand that, you know, these numbers are not firm, given that they're unsold Legos. It's just rough.
Yeah, it's also used stuff, so like it might go up, might go down. Yeah.
Nowhere near $200,000. And Reckless Ben, the one who made the original video covering this, said that surprised him.
Yeah, I mean, this entire time, like, every single person's been telling me there were $200,000. Like, that's how much, like, you could sell all these sets for.
My original assessment of about $200,000 was going up to his father's house and looking in 3 different rooms with all the sets. It was before I'd actually gone through and had set numbers and
I
done
feel like I
an
trust
actual
these people,
evaluation.
I think.
I looked at it and went based on as things progressed and as I started to delve more into the actual inventory and evaluating it, that number changed. But we put out the press release well in advance of,
especially because these people were like the original Steelers, and I have not seen them online. This is the first time I've seen them. And like, it seems like they're not running away from them, they're just being honest.
This is a nice, even number that will grab attention and bring people into the store. So we went with that.
And still, I mean, to believe that is accurate at the high end. Like, it was one of those things where when she was looking through and going, well, it says this and it says this, like, you don't think even at the high end?
You haven't actually seen the spreadsheet.
No, I haven't.
You might.
Yeah, I haven't got any suspicion from you guys either. Yeah, I agree.
Seen the inventory sheet.
The spreadsheet says about.
You can even see CoffeeZilla's vibe with them. He's kind of like more casually with them, you know.
In the midpoint, about 107 or something
sense.
like that. Of what was inventory. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this has been a really big point of misinformation to clear up, because if we're ever going to find the missing Lego, we need to start with the
numbers,
right number, the right value. It's about $107,000. Now, between 2023 and 2024, the Gormans record sales of about $24,000 of Brian's collection in their inventory tracking list. And of those sales, Brian was entitled to about 65 to 70% of it. He was paid $17,000, which roughly tracks with
So
that.
he was paid.
Which means on November 14th, the big night, the remaining amount of Brian's collection that should have been in there is about $82,000. Now, it doesn't take a genius to realize this is a very different number than corporate provided.
Yeah, even corporate, I remember this article, it said only $5,000
of it.
And even just what we just saw in these pictures, it seemed like there was a lot more than that.
They only found
from early in this video.
$13,000 in total Lego Star Wars.
So you're talking maybe $11,000 to $15,000 total Star Wars, and
it seems very low.
All Star Wars inventory in the whole store.
So that's corporate side of the story, but I didn't want to take their word for it. So I went through Crystal's photos myself, which she shared with me, and hired people to go through and hand tag the Star Wars Legos that were in these photos. We looked through over 200 plus photos, multiple videos, and matched what we saw with Brian's collection. In the end, I ended up with about $21,000 of Legos matching Brian's collection that can be proven to be in the store on the night of November 14th. Now, to state the obvious, that's about 3 to 5 times what corporate estimated, at least on their press release. Now, yes, there
so it's not
are
adding up
inherent
again.
errors in these estimates. Maybe we picked up some Lego that matched Brian's collection, but wasn't Brian's. But even though this is a bigger number,
nonetheless, like the store, like
I have to admit,
oh, we didn't have this U-Haul. Has picture of U-Haul. Oh, we had 0 Lego in the store. Official press release, maybe $5,000. So number one, the fact that they're lying on that, that's a scratch. Number two, the fact that they're like, seeing this, we have the pictures, we have the proof, we just saw it all in this video too. Like, there's multiple instances of that, and they also lied that they never knew about the consignment. There's literally video proof of them mentioned they were in the consignment. You know, like, there's so much stuff that's just not lining up here.
Even with pretty generous assumptions being made, there's still a huge gap of about $61,000 here that I just
on the
couldn't
U-Haul?
find.
No. This is
But
like
then
the
I
stock
learned
now.
Brian had made a special side deal with MNR Productions, who had recently
Who is this
purchased
guy?
some Legos from him. And this is where it starts to get messy. So these are the pictures that MNR Productions sent me, looking at the Lego that Brian sold him. This was stuff reportedly in storage, and it's interesting because of an early inventory list, which had a column called location that Crystal used. And it listed a lot of the Star Wars items as being located in what they called storage. Now, previously, I was told that all of the stuff in storage was put back in the store, but there's a bunch that's on this list that I can't find in the store that seem to appear in these pictures. Now, I've been assured, by the way, that most of these Legos were not part of the inventory spreadsheet. They were never given to Bricks and Minifigs. This is a separate part of the collection, but I did a check, and 100% of the items that match the Brian collection inventory just so happen to be listed with a location of storage. So this starts to make things incredibly fuzzy, and I'm inclined to
even
believe
more fuzzy.
that a
This
lot of these
entire
are
story is
part
so
of
fuzzy.
That same inventory list. Now, if we take that value of the side deal, that's about $10,000 to $20,000 that's not actually missing. Now, it was at this point I started looking more at the point of sales records. I realized maybe we could find some of this missing Lego there too. So this is from the Salem internal store records. Like, I guess this is what is entered when someone does a sale, and it's everything from September 2023 to November 2024 of Star Wars anything. And by the way, before we continue, yes, this was all a lot of work.
Yeah, like
if you want
U-Haul.
to, please support us on Patreon. That's how this show gets made. But anyways, according to those records, about $51,000 in sales went through during this time period in a way that matched Brian Mansell's collection.
Okay.
Now, that really worried me because Crystal's inventory list showed only $24,000 in sales.
So it looks like all these numbers are
and Brian was
inconsistent
only
everywhere.
paid for that amount. But suddenly, I remembered back to a time when I spoke to Crystal, and I asked how much was sold prior to the takeover.
Which is something similar from what you told me, Crystal.
Yeah.
You told me, hey, it was about 50-something thousand.
Yeah.
But Brian was only paid 17,000.
Okay.
And it should have been about double that. And I'm just trying to make sense of that, given that everyone's...
It just seems like everyone's stupid.
accusing each other of
No
theft
one knows
right
what's
now.
going on.
I mean, without seeing any of those records, without seeing those individual tickets, I can't answer that any better.
Okay, this is kind of a problem. The math ain't math in here. 65 to 70% of 50,000.
Yeah, I do want to put some respect on Coffee because he's actually trying to do the research and pictures and everything.
Details,
like, I give him some credit
actually. A lot
here.
of these sales come from what Crystal's spreadsheet actually categorizes as layaways, meaning they were marked as having been sold, but layaways are when someone puts a down payment on an item and later pays it off. But the problem was there were a lot of these, worth about $20,000 in layaway. And that felt a little strange to me. And because of that, I asked
It would take a lot about the layaway to steal it.
Incoming owner, and he responded, quote, "There were 2 to 3 items on layaway when they took over."
Dude, just based on that text, that just looks like someone who is like lying. Like, I don't want to say that with definitive proof, but if anyone's ever been around this totally looks like, so how many women did you have at your house getting drunker at this party when you're in high school? Like, maybe like 2 to 3, and there's like 30 people. You know, they're trying to like minimize it. Yeah, this just seems very, this is off of one text, but I mean, we saw the other videos and comments, like, oh, we saw this guy lying to other people's faces. This just looks like a pure lie. Maybe it's my bias, but that's crazy.
Quote, "There were 2 to 3 items on
Hope you guys get what I
layaway
mean.
when they took over."
So on the list of that, on the inventory list, do you know about how many layaways
I
there were?
haven't gone through and done a count, but I know it was vastly more than 2 to 3.
It was about 98.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
those numbers make
So there were
crazy
about
difference.
$15,000 to $25,000 worth of sets on layaway.
Okay.
That's just the part that's
That makes
surprising.
sense.
That's the part that I can't get
don't
my
know.
head around. I go,
Yeah.
how could, let me just be really honest. I don't believe there was that much layaway. I don't know. I don't know how that's possible. How could there be that much layaway? I don't know. It's like I don't believe, because I was talking to some people about Bricks and Minifigs. They go, yeah, there's some layaway. There's not that much layaway. I talked to people who were neutral, kind of on corporate side, but also people who were just normal Bricks and Minifigs people. They say there's not that much layaway. Help me understand why there's $20,000 worth of layaway here.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely. If you talk to other Bricks and MiniFigs locations, layaway is extremely rare. I think outside of the.
So then why is there 98?
Brian's collection.
Okay, good. I'm not crazy here. So then why was there so much layaway there?
No, absolutely not. Outside of Brian's collection, I think at the time we maybe had 2 used sets on layaway outside of his collection. Okay. It was not a common thing traditionally. I don't know that we'd ever done layaway before the collection came in. With Brian's collection, it was a little bit different because so much of this collection were new in box, all in one place, reasonably priced, and a lot of the harder to find items. And so customers would come in and put.
I still feel like 98 seems really high.
Probably half of those layaway items were not going to be sold to the person who took them on layaway, because we had several that would put them on layaway and then change their mind. So this was something like, you know, somebody would come in and want 10 different sets but only be able to buy 1. Can I put the rest of those on layaway so you don't sell
Okay,
them?
that kind of makes sense.
$10 to put.
It's like a collection. That I'm a little iffy on this one.
Traditionally, with layaway, we would ask for 10% down. They'd have 30 days to make their next payment, or we'd refund the layaway amount and then put it back on the shelf.
Oh, you built your original Death Star? I never had any cool Lego growing up.
The collection it was, and
I just want to buy some just because why not?
Opportunity to, dogs, to get these sets. We were a lot more generous with how long and the amount.
Do you guys trust this? This seems like the first sketchy part. I mean, it makes sense how she explained it though, but
we had several of them. I think one of the Ewok villages we put on layaway 4 different times, and then it came off of layaway and back on layaway and then off and then sold.
I can see how the accounting is also weird too for it.
Would have gone on and off of layaway and then back out on the shelf, just depending on the person who was putting it on layaway. That was completely unique to this collection.
So look, I'll be honest, I don't trust Josh Johnson, but something is weird here.
Yes, I agree.
A lot of these are, look at this, it says POS final sale price, but it's listed as a layaway, but it's sold for $5.99.
Yeah,
because it matches with the store sale price.
Okay.
So were they on layaway? Were they accidentally marked layaway on the spreadsheet? What's going on there?
I mean, without seeing the actual sales ticket and seeing what else, what items were sold together, what else was sold with it, I can't actually see the sales ticket. We had several layaway items in which customers were putting multiple things on layaway, paying for most of one item, and then, or they were buying, 8 different things together.
Do you guys trust this?
And then putting all of them on layaway and making payments on multiple items at the same time. Our Ewok village was one of those cases. At some point he had, I think, 8 or 9 different items on layaway. So they'd come in and make a payment for a bulk payment. I've got 800 things on layaway. I'm gonna make $100 on my payment. One customer in particular
to be honest,
do that,
I don't really care. That's the whole point of this all.
That's how the market is sold. So without
I'm trying to fucking figure out what happened
and my layaway records, I can't. I
think it's along for the ride. I respect it.
But I even found more than that in this POS data. I also found about $10,000 in sales that matched Brian's collection that were not marked as sold under this inventory spreadsheet.
Some of our
it just seems
things
like horrible
that were
accounting.
not found were explained by the POS system because they were found in the POS system as being sold. So they
I don't know if it's getting ahead, but I saw apparently Ben's been representing himself in court. Okay, I don't think that's related to this video, but I want to yap on that really quick because I didn't see that. This Ben guy needs to get a lawyer. I have no idea in any capacity why in his brain going against a $500 million company that has been nefarious, involved with the police, the judges, everything, he should not be representing himself in court. I do not know why on earth he would ever even think that's a good idea. I think he's trying to be, some people try to be very I'll do it myself, altruistic, whatever. No, he needs a lawyer. You sure that wasn't low tier God? No, that's the guy with the kid. That's someone else. That's someone else completely. I can't believe it. They hold until full payment. I can see the explanation. I'm not fully against it. Yeah, you need a lawyer for sure. but he represents himself in court. That was like a child custody divorce versus like a multi-$100 million company that's been like known to scam everyone. Like this, you need a lawyer. There are certain things that lawyers, you pay them to do it for you. It's like a mechanic. Like you could probably go and fix your car yourself. I'm sure many people are handy. But like if you have a like special car, you niche situation, sometimes you probably want to have someone who has the expertise. Also, when it comes to court stuff, sometimes the judges can throw away filings or on trial if you do things wrong. There's like certain like things you have to do legally in a certain set manner to like respond timely, and you have to like authorize things. You have to like file with the court properly. This guy needs to go and get a proper lawyer. I think he did make a joke or a comment on one of his videos saying he would love to actually have like a law firm hit him on up. And I'm sure some people would actually maybe take this pro bono. Number one, because it's a very high like profile case. So if you're a lawyer, I do know I've seen him talk to a few different YouTube lawyers. Yeah. I think if you are a lawyer, you'd almost want to take this case for free or on like a cheap end because you get a lot of publicity off it. So even it's like you can literally, I mean, some people just do it for the experience. You know, it's an entertaining case. Like not everyone wants to just be doing the same law cases. If I was a lawyer and I was doing well monetarily wise, I would maybe even take this case pro bono. He did not get the legal eagle, although someone mentioned that he did make videos.
Sold via the POS system.
He needs a real lawyer.
About $10,000 worth of Lego that basically were matched.
Huh.
It almost kind of seems like someone stole it.
Take anything happening from, let's see, sorry, I'm trying to do math here. I don't know without being able to see all of the records. There is a possibility that the consignments were ended when I wasn't at work and I just didn't go through and pull them up. They didn't get put in the consignment ticket. I hadn't gone through those consignments in a couple of months. I hadn't gone through the inventory in the back room in a couple of months.
Yeah, we gotta look in the U-Haul.
So it is entirely possible there were sales
okay, this is the first time I look a little sketchy on these people.
That I never clocked as being finished.
Like, not 100%, but I'm a little like sussing on this.
And actually seeing it.
But you're saying it's possible stuff was sold, not updated on this inventory list.
It's entirely possible that stuff did not get updated on my spreadsheet. I'm not going to sit here and claim it's not possible. It's possible I missed things.
So where does this leave us? I know some people are jumping to conclusions here, but I must remind you that on the night of November 14th, 2024, Crystal Gorman was concerned about Brian getting paid.
They did bring this video up, yes. This was like in the initial video.
He has not been paid his percentage yet. And if
she
I
did
don't
bring
have
this
the
up.
tickets, I won't know how much I need to pay him.
Okay. So Crystal, ultimately, that's a business thing and not necessarily yours. Brandon will take, just taking on the business, he takes on all that consignment.
So obviously,
that was actually in the initial video, and that's why a lot of people, because they had the Instagram pictures, the Facebook pictures, like store footage of them in the store, and as well that line right there, where that was the new owner, quote unquote, who is saying like, yeah, we'll take on the consignments, we'll make sure it's like the business. If you ever buy a company, you have the assets and liabilities, you have to take them all. Like basically, if you like say a company is like 20 grand in debt, and you're this big company, be like, yeah, I'll pay the 20K to make sure it's all good. Oh, I missed so much of the video. Oh, it's pretty good. I'll put it up on YouTube though if you want to see it tomorrow. Like it's actually probably been kind of worth the react to. It's been pretty solid.
Say she was intending to reconcile with Brian. Maybe she hadn't gotten around to it. And of course, corporate will probably take a more cynical view of what she's doing by printing these receipts. But the point is, regardless of whose side you're on, I think we can all agree there's a lot of weird stuff.
You have a $95 random minifig, also
normal stuff. Sure, maybe you can chalk some of this up to bad record keeping between the U-Haul, the layaway.
Oh, is that the name of the store? Is Bricks Lego Bricks and then Minifigs minifigurines Bricks and Minifigs? Is that like is that what the store is? That makes sense. That's the first comment that made me think that. Bro. Bricks, Lego Bricks, Minifigs, minifigurines. That makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. Why do you think I keep saying pricks and mini wieners? I don't know, bro. I thought you're just trolling around, dude, making a name on the thing, you know? Ain't no way you've been covering this and not known. Yeah, dude, I've made like 7 videos on this, dude. I've gotten like, I think like probably at least 1 million views if you include Twitter and my YouTube videos, probably more now. Because some of my tweets went pretty viral. Some of them have like 50, 100,000 plus impressions. And the YouTube videos, like one of the videos has like 17K. And I didn't even know, dude, I'm stupid. Ben should take a plea bargain at this point, but he's gonna get sued. Wait, why do you think Ben should be taking a plea bargain? I think this seems like there's like misguided bookkeeping. I feel like it's almost a little mixture of everyone is at fault and why this story is so crazy, because no one wants to go and take accountability for it. I think that's the biggest thing. Like if in a perfect world, this big store, like this BAM store, would just paid for it. And like, hey, like we went through the records. It looked like we owed you like 80K. Here's just $80,000. Like we're chill, you know? You know what I mean? Yeah, I do know at least this video is all about Lego sets. So I'm trying to go and say for this one, like, and also don't forget the big issue is that Josh guy and the police were like setting him up, lying to the guys. It's like pretty much everyone in this situation has done something wrong. And I think that's why it's so interesting, because everyone is like it's just everyone thinks it's like dumb. You know what I mean? Like everyone is messed up in some way, shape, and form.
That corporate called $2,000 to $5,000 that was there that night, the off-book deals. But even if we can't,
everything just makes no sense.
Know 100%, you know, what these weird
Which
things
is why I think
were
everyone's so
about,
invested. Like I'm invested because I just want to know
what actually happened to Brian's collection. In a way, multiple people I think are kind of right, kind of wrong. The Gormans were correct.
See,
that
look,
more of that collection
I've not seen this video.
was
There you
there
go.
that night of the takeover than previously thought. But corporate also alleged that some of it was offsite, and that appears to be partly true, although some of that is disputed, and it
It's
looks
like a little bit of everything is true everywhere.
Way more of the collection was sold and layawayed than Brian was paid for. But all in all, there's a lot less missing than many people think, especially if your starting number is $200,000. I estimated, and I must emphasize, estimated with bad records, that there's only about $10,000 to $20,000 in Lego that isn't explained by one of these sources. This isn't to say Brian's been fully compensated. Much of this Brian wasn't paid for that I know of. So I estimate he's still out about $50,000 to $83,000.
That's still a good chunk of money, though.
Lego he wasn't compensated for. And I think honestly that's something that Bricks and MiniFigs obviously should handle and make right. Regardless
Give him
of
like
what
100K.
a franchisee does,
Easy.
the new one, the old one, the company behind it must stand behind their product, their service, and I can't imagine a better example of a company doing the opposite.
Yeah, for a $500 million
Bricks and
company, dude,
MiniFigs has
82K is
chosen to
nothing.
Deflect and dodge responsibility.
100K does
at
nothing. I agree on
most
this.
opportunities and created a really awful customer experience that has
Like the PR has
snowballed
not been
into
worth
this
$100,000 for
crazy
all.
series of events. But instead of taking accountability,
Especially don't forget this Brian Mansell guy who looks a little bit younger. He's doing this for his dad who was dying. So I think some people forget that. Like the Brian guy is just the son who's trying to get his dad's money.
for that, they've taken an aggressive legal strategy, which I told them.
And they're also
personally
suing
was a
people now. Like it makes them
idea.
look horrible.
As of writing this, Brian Mansell is being sued for $1.3 million as
And
part
this
of
is
a legal
his,
campaign
like, the kid. This is the
against
kid here.
him and Reckless Ben and any of the associates. Remember, Brian is the same guy who lost all these Legos at Bricks and MiniFigs store. And I told the CEO.
Oh, there's also rumors that Josh
that's
was high
ridiculous,
counsel in the
and they
LDS
should
church,
drop
and once this all
Look,
started blowing up
mistakes
with
have been made by
PD
plenty of
misconduct,
people here, but
Ludwig was
there's a
released
lot
from said
more
church
people
prison. That's
who have
crazy.
Inflicted self.
And this is the Josh guy, funny
the
enough.
likes of which we've rarely seen by just choosing the worst possible path at every.
We covered some of these things too, and this is the guy being like, yeah, we were hanging out with the Airbnb owner, bro. We know this guy. We were chilling with him, bro. Can you imagine that? And then like some other people were making fun of them for being like YouTubers. They're even like, we shouldn't have said this on record. Like we went through this. I'll have that video linked down below. Or if you guys are curious from Twitch, like we made a video on it, like kind of went like all the big stuff. But there was a lot of corrupt situations. There's also the footage of like the rolling stop never was, lying about the court docs, etc. Like some of the cops were chill, but some cops would be like, these are all fake documents, and another cop called them and like, yeah, this is all legit. Like there was a lot of bad stuff involved here. So this is probably the worst part, like the Utah police and like the potential Mormon connections to as well. We don't fully know exactly how in depth everything is or how interconnected everything is, but like this is also horrible for that Josh guy who's also tied with the CEO. The CEO is also lying, or at least like trying to explain the situation. I won't call him a liar. Like trying to explain this convoluted situation to these cops on phone. Mormons and ex-Mormons don't claim this okay. I actually have seen some people even shown in some of my videos that even the Mormon people are like, I'm a Mormon, I don't like this. Like, I don't like stealing, this doesn't represent us and stuff. Yeah, I noticed they said it was a rolling stop, and the white background video said they did not stop behind the white line. Yeah, exactly. So there's been like, the cops have been caught out for lying, this Josh guy caught out for lying, at least in the bare minimum, exaggerating the truth. The CEO seemed like he was caught out lying even in this video. The Brian Mansell was maybe exaggerating, but like, they're just using the figure numbers. I think he wasn't too bad. He just wants to know where all the rest of his stuff is. The Reckless Ben did a few things wrong too, but like he wasn't evil per se, but like he was like a 2% bad versus this 98 on this huge company. It's kind of like, what else do you do? The main original owners have been a little sketchy, but they mostly passed my vibe check. I'm still apprehensive.
In the road, no pun
Like everyone
intended.
just seems to
But
do
the
something wrong.
best path to making things right, in my view, is by just making Brian whole and moving on. Drop the aggressive legal strategy.
Yeah, they shouldn't
You
just
are
be
a
like so
Lego store
aggressive.
at
Yeah,
the
it's a
end
cute
of the
Lego
day.
store.
You're supposed to be
like people are like tagging Lego, being like, this, I would never want to be with this.
about fun, not about a rerun of Suits. But anyways, that's my investigation. Those are my closing thoughts. And I knew I wanted to approach everyone involved in this whole story with my results and see what they thought to close things out.
Does all that make sense to you?
This is
'Cause
gonna be
I'm
quite good.
showing everyone in this story and saying, hey,
The thing
are
that
any of
doesn't
these
make
numbers
sense-
blowing your mind, or is any of this crazy to you?
No, it's not crazy. But what's crazy to me, again, like all the photo evidence that both sides have points to there being, sure, $20,000 worth of Lego in this of Star Wars Lego.
So then
in the
fix
store
that.
night, right? I don't know, man. I'm just like, can people understand maybe why there was some confusion and why there was some hesitation when somebody comes in and says,
I think everyone understands this, but once again, the response with the police especially, but also now these lawsuits, it's like, it's really bad. It's like you have a literal Lego plant below you. Like, this is not Lego vibes. Like, Lego's like family friendly. It's fun. It's for the kids. You know, you get people go to these stores or like have like birthday parties and stuff. Like, this is like horrible.
hey, you owe me $60,000 worth of product in Lego, and we go,
Yeah, there was
"We don't even
also
know who you
other
are."
side stuff that was
Like, yeah,
ongoing with
Kristen
other like
mentioned
acquisition
something about
issues. I've seen
signing
some of those on
on the way
Twitter.
out the door.
I'm not sure if you
And we
want to
go,
cover that
"Sure,
or not, or
we'll
look
get that
into it, but we
figured
could in
out."
the
Then
future.
guy just walks in and demands $60,000 worth of Lego. Like, what am I supposed to do other than say, cool, show me, can you
Yes,
show me?
yes, we understand there is confusion, but you're the head of the corporation and you shouldn't have made your company look like assholes. Yes. Like, this is where, like, you almost have to take the PR, because look at how much negative PR is on here. Like, just be like, hey, we need like, you're the CEO. Hey, we have $100,000. Let's chill. Yeah, it seemed like there's a hostile takeover, and it seemed like this Josh guy had ins because he had the personal CEO's number and stuff. They were moving to the store. He was stalking out the store a few weeks beforehand. Like, there is definitely some sketchy friendship going on. That's why people kept tying in the Mormon connection.
Give me the proof.
The problem is there's so much of a dispute on the timeline, and this is what's going to make this story so hard to tell, is like, they say you guys are unreasonable. They tried, and
they do seem
gave
unreasonable.
up, but they say they tried and they were basically met with like unreasonable requests, things like that. So
Verification? Documentation? Is that unreasonable, do you think?
He's being snazzy.
Well, I think they would say they provided the documentation, and you guys say you need more documentation. So I mean, that's kind of the
right. A spread, like, I understand a spreadsheet and a contract.
This guy's being sassy, bro. This guy's an ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we never got that. That was never sent to us at corporate, by the way.
Y'all do have the spreadsheet though, yeah? Y'all have the spreadsheet.
That was shared online, but months after we asked for it.
It says it's. I'm so confused. It says I'm on the file right now. It says storage.
I do like the rotating
owned
duck.
by BAM Franchising Inc. Owner Salem.or bricksandminifigs.com.
What are you looking at?
It says owner Salem.or at bricksandminifigs.com. That's you guys. It says owned by BAM Franchising Inc. It says created September 6, 2024.
He's pulling up the logs, dude.
When I look at it, this is the Mansell list, I believe.
So this would have been created under so we.
Once again, deflecting.
We have the.
But y'all definitely have this. Y'all have access to this.
Well, I had no idea. Like, so
it wasn't me. I had no idea.
Anybody has shown me that a spreadsheet was created.
I don't trust this guy.
Like, Bricks and Minifigs Salem, and all of this stuff was archived. This is the first I've seen that this spreadsheet was created by Crystal, and we don't know how accurate it is, how up to date it was. We don't know a lot of those types of things, and understand. I appreciate you sharing this with us because we had no idea. Again, You don't know what you don't know, and you can't.
Well,
like,
see, this is why it gets
we don't know
especially because they're like trying to
We
get to
don't
the guys and be
go,
like, hey, like we have the
looking
like
in every
just
nook and
ask
cranny
for it.
everywhere. You know, like we just don't know some of those.
Yeah, it sounds like you shouldn't be in this position then. This has been a horrible blunder. This guy should be fired.
Go look for that.
When it comes right down to it, they're going to have to make a judgment call and say who's telling the truth. The people who were taking all the pictures and say, and we couldn't take pictures of everything the night of, but we're being honest consistently, and the people who are saying there was $5,000 there.
Yeah, they did lie.
Like that makes no sense.
The Bricks and MiniFigs has like lied like 5 different times.
Discrepancy. We acknowledge we did not
They
take
confirmed.
pictures of everything, but does that mean that the discrepancy is and therefore these missing, percentage, whatever?
There's
that
issues
means,
everywhere, but
5%,
once again, you guys,
is
I
some
kind of agree. It's
magical
the
other
BAM
place?
company's
If
fault. They have to
I-
fix it.
Sitting there in the store and we didn't get pictures of it.
If I
That's
if
the
I
more
messed
reasonable
up,
explanation.
if I messed up on my record keeping, I will take accountability for that. It's possible. If my staff didn't draw attention that consignments had left out, so I'd move them to the thing. Any of that, I will take accountability to that. I am more than willing to do that. I need BAM to show me those tickets.
As they promised to do.
I will sit down with Brian and talk this over and figure out what we missed and where it was missed and how it was missed and make that right with him.
I mean, that's new information no one's ever found out, so that's like awesome. They're gonna lose hundreds of millions of dollars because of their own wrongdoing. They're literally gonna destroy their entire company because they're this stubborn over maybe $20,000 worth of Lego.
Sure, I'll be keeping you in the loop with what
Nice. I'm excited. This was good work. My other final thoughts is, dude, you solved it, dude. That's awesome.
Let's make the video. Brandon Best and Josh Ronson are no longer work with Bricks and MiniFigs. This is a lie. That's apparently allegedly a lie. I think that was just like a phony.
Solved it, dude.
Like they were
That's
just not
awesome.
working at this store from what people have said. I could be wrong. What's up, Wasabi? Apparently, like they are working with different, like it's still in the franchises. Like they're still in the system. Now this may have changed since then, but this was maybe from a few days ago, so I'm not really sure. I haven't had power. I've been tornadoes in my area. Like I haven't had any power or electricity. So maybe I missed something in the last 3 or 4 days. So what I remember is that these guys got fired from this store, but they're still working with them. So it's not technically true. Bricks and MiniFigs is suing Brian Mansell and Reckless Ben for over $1.3 million. A restraining order is in effect against Reckless Ben, and yeah, he cannot go and talk. Yeah, I think Coffee did a good video on it, more so because he was just the guy like he just like took the effort, like he like actually found the spreadsheets. And more so, I did not see a single other person bring up the original owners. This is the first time I've seen them online, like these guys. So this was the OG owner, and we saw everything else with like John and everything, or Josh and everything. Yeah, the tornadoes are chill. There was like 10 tornadoes in the Midwest, and I had no power for the last 2 days. Keep forgetting balls in Europe, Canada. Close. Yeah. I've had no power the last few days. It's been crazy. So whatever. We'll probably stream again on Sunday too, in case you're curious on that one. Even some of the police guys, you can tell in the body cams were iffy on being told what to do, what they were having to do, but I'm pretty sure it's like a small PD. They would have been retaliated against. Like I fully believe someone within the PD intentionally leaked unredacted body cams. I can maybe see that. I can kind of see that. Like someone who was like, this is wrong, let me leak it. Like they're trying to almost doing like a justice thing as well. I literally, this company should have just helped him out. Like this really could have been solved, and they just never did. Oh, is this dramatic, like for the patrons or something? This is kind of cool. All right, I think this might be the end. It's just the Patreon list. Okay, that's not us. Give me your thoughts. Now, we were doing this both on live on Twitch and also for YouTube reaction. So on either end, please go and tell me your thoughts and subscribe if you guys are new, or check out the Twitch and follow down below if you guys like the reactions or whatever. This was crazy. I do think that there was some stuff wrong with everyone. Every company, every place. It seemed like there was a mismanagement of the schedules, like the sheets. In terms of that, it was crazy. And as well, it kind of seems like the corporate was just bad. Involving the police, lying, never working with them, lying to people's faces, downplaying everything. And I think the biggest issue is they realized that they got caught. And the only reason why people are not backing down is because of this Reckless Ben guy. I'll actually give him credit, because he made the story so viral and so big. If this was a small person, like this is why they never got anything resolved, because it just was never progressing. It was never going anywhere. So imagine you're a small guy, you have like 5 Facebook followers, and you're trying to talk about this. No lawyer is going to care, no judge is going to care, no people are going to care. So I got to put a little bit of respect on the Ben guy for making this all unknown. I do hope they win the lawsuit, and more so the lawsuit gets dropped. And I hope they can just give the guy like 100K and be chill, you know? And also, it's funny too, yeah, Josh and all these big executives from BAM are basically blaming everyone. Being, it's not our fault. Someone else messed up. Show us the links. I never got the links. I never got this. I never got the stock, the Lego, the card, that blah, blah, blah. Like, none of it. So I do think that at this point, BAM, just on a PR-wise, was horrible. All the cop stuff, horrible. That could be illegal. The CEO, too, as well. Yeah, basically, he said his dad was basically saying these 2 kids are losers. They seem like it. This is horrible. Like, I never would have expected this story to blow up as much as it has. Like, this has been like a few weeks. Now, this is probably the crescendo, like the tippy tip, unless something else happens lawsuit-wise. Because really, what else is there? But anyway, I think that's about it on our thoughts. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm gonna probably keep on breaking it down a bit on the Twitch over here, but thank you guys all for watching this reaction. I would love to hear all of your thoughts and comments on everything down below. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys all soon.